a nice move. I wore my Georgetown prep sweatshirt the other day to work, and because my son has been allowed to go over there and volunteer and help out, and man, all the reaction I got. People going, "Little Hoyas, Hoyas," and I was like, "Yeah." They were looking at me, and I said, I kind of like this. I'm going to have to get more prep gear because I really like the look. And I've got wear Stag gear. Morgan hooked me up. I wear my Stag gear, but people get angry at you. You know, when you wear DeMatha gear, people get pissed. They're always going after you and stuff. But I tell you what, that prep deal, I feel pretty good about that. The head coach at Georgetown Prep is going to join us now, Dan O'Pear. Where's Sparrow over here? Where's Sparrow? Here we go. Coach, come up here.
In the spring of 1961, Georgetown Prep Athletic Director Gus Koop made a decision to change the prep community forever. He hired Jim Fegan as the 15th head football coach of a program that had registered just 122 wins with 140 losses and 27 ties in the previous 42 years. Change was needed at prep, and an entire new attitude would soon follow. Since Jim Fegan's arrival in 1961, Prep has amassed in 53 years a record of 347 wins with 124 losses and 12 ties. Jim Fegan's accomplishments on the field are well documented, posting 9 undefeated seasons, 14 IAC titles, 2 30-plus win streaks, and the #1 ranking in 1971. Mr. Fegan's inspiring, infectious, competitive spirit changed the entire prep community. He helped shape a family thirsty for self-respect and a powerful desire to be the best in all aspects of life. His undying enthusiasm resonated with the student body because his actions were visible and honest. Jim Fegan's greatest legacy at Prep is how he lives life. By far, he is the most genuine, content, practical, and faithful man that I know. His faith is his foundation, and he shares it with all. His everyday habits was his secret. His student athletes respected him because they watched him walk the walk. He was direct, honest, and a Christian gentleman. To this day, I've never heard him use foul language. To this day, I've never seen him lose his temper beyond control, although he would go after the officials pretty well. Simply put, he showed us love, and we wanted to love him back. Make no mistake, he was a gentleman, but also was one of the most intimidating and competitive men I have encountered. You never wanted to let Mr. Fegan down. Heck, I still call him Mr. Fegan. His competitive spirit was second to none. There is only one way to do things, and you better do it right. He didn't care if you had talent. He only cared that you gave 100% all the time. We trusted Mr. Fegan, and when he told you to do something, you did it, and you gave it your all. As a coach, Mr. Fegan was the best at making an average player believe he could compete against anybody. Time and time again, Prep would beat opponents with more talent. Winning became habit, and winning with integrity, class, and dignity was our only option. I remember vividly my first one-on-one meeting with Mr. Fegan. He called me into his office before the start of my junior year. I was scared to death. Having played quarterback as a sophomore, and I thought I played pretty well sophomore year as a quarterback, and I thought I had maybe an opportunity to go play quarterback as a junior. Well, Mr. Fegan looked at me, and he said to me, as a junior, do you want to start? Do you want to get good playing time? Enthusiastically, I was fired up, like, yes, sir, I'm ready to go. He said, great, you're now starting at offensive left guard. There was no discussion. I trusted him and never looked back. I wish these meetings were this easy today. Mr. Fegan, husband to Bunny Fegan, proud father of 5, and Pap to 24, continues to report to work at 5 a.m. each day. He naps each day from 12 to 12:30. But he can still run circles around those of us who played for him. He taught all of us how to play the game. Most importantly, he taught and continues to teach us all how to live. Prep football is a way of life, one that burns bright within the hearts and souls of so many. Mr. Fegan created this spirit. For this, we'll always be indebted, and we clearly understand it is our duty and responsibility to carry it on. It is my great honor to introduce to you Jim Fegan, my friend, my mentor, my coach.
Danny, thank you so much for that nice introduction. I hope I deserve it. It just almost had me in tears. Doc, where's Doc?
Yes, sir, right
You
here.
want to leave? Yeah. Hey, Doc. I worked with your son this year, coaching Austin over at Prep. He's good. He's good. You got to be real proud of him. He's going to be a good one if he's able to stay with it. I want to thank the Touchdown Club for presenting this award to me. It's a great honor. I'd like to speak to the young people who have received the awards tonight. You know, you're good. You're the cream of the crop. And I look forward to reading about you the next 3 or 4 years. And I hope you have a fantastic college experience. But remember, to those who are given a lot is expected. Joe Gallagher, pleasure to be on the same honor, receive the award with you. Willie Stewart, it's a wonderful honor to get an award with you. I remember Moss Collins talking about you all the time. He thought you were the greatest. And I'm sure he's right, too. London, you've been a treat to watch. I've thoroughly enjoyed you. You're a great inspiration to the young people, as you could tell from what was said about you tonight. And you've just done wonders, and you're a great, great guy. There's so many people I'd like to thank tonight. My wife couldn't be here, but I certainly thank her and the family for all their support over the years. I'd like to thank the Jesuit community, the faculty, the staff at Georgetown Prep for putting up with me for 52 years. It's just such a wonderful environment. It seems like when you go there, you're hooked and you stay. I've never had a desire to leave, and most of those who are coaching there never have a desire to leave. I would like to thank all my assistant coaches over the years, the doctors, who've made my job very easy. And certainly, I want to thank all of my former players for making my journey so enjoyable. I had the pleasure of seeing a number of you tonight. I didn't get to talk to all of you, but thank you for being here. I wonder if you could stand and be recognized, players at Georgetown Prep. What I've done for Georgetown Prep and for football certainly pales in comparison what Georgetown Prep and football has done for me and my family, and I feel that I'm just one real lucky guy. In 1950s, I guess it was 52, I developed a terrific passion for coaching. It was my first year as an assistant coach at Blessed Sacrament. Was with another first-year assistant coach whom I really had great love and devotion for, Moss Collins. As most of you know, Moss went on to Carroll High School, Gonzaga High School, and just was one of the best coaches in the Washington area. And he unfortunately is not with us, but we developed in that 1 year together a relationship that lasted all his life. Father Marr, the president of Georgetown Prep in 1961, approached me and said, you know, would you like to coach our varsity football team? Well, here I'm a young guy. I know it all. I've coached 5 years in the 8th grade. You know, why couldn't I do something like that? So foolishly, well, not foolishly, as it turned out, but at the time it seemed foolish. I said, yeah, I'd love to do it. I really didn't know how little I knew. Of course, football was a lot different then. It was a lot easier. But I did know one thing. If you want to be successful, you surround yourself with successful people. And that's what I did. I went out and got the two best assistants one could ever have, Frank Gilmore and Franny Gleason. I knew you needed a doctor. I recruited Dr. Charlie Keegan to be our team doctor. And fortunately, from 61 to 86, 25 years, the four of us stayed together. And it was one wonderful, wonderful relationship. Moss and Frank, and Franny, and Charlie are all in a better place right now. I just want to take a moment and salute them because they're wonderful. After they left, well, actually they were still there, but we started getting a new group of young coaches, young enthusiastic coaches. We had certainly Danny Perro took over the offense. He did things with the offense that I never dreamed of. You know, it used to be, I was a Woody Hayes guy, you know, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but no, he has motions and this, that. I was so confused I couldn't see straight. So I let him run everything, and he did a whale of a job, as you well know, over the years. My son Michael was the offensive line coach. My son-in-law, Dennis Giuliani, was our defensive coach. Pat Knowles helped helped Dennis out quite a bit too. They were all wonderful, and it was so great to see these younger kids grow. Danny took, as I say, took over the offense, and he was doing things that I really never dreamed of. You know, I'd dreamt you double team in the end, crack down on the tackle, and send the fullback in through the halfback, and in front of the halfback, and away you go. But no, he didn't do that. It was this way and that way. And I couldn't even repeat it. The kids go in the game to carry in the play, and I just can't repeat what he tells me. And those poor kids have to go in and tell the quarterback, and the quarterback has to repeat it. We did have a problem at one point, Coach will tell you, that we went through about a 2 or 3 year period where our quarterbacks had ADD. And we used to have to send it in with the guards, and the guards would have to call the plays. So that was something entirely different. But anyway, they grew. We got Dr. McMahon became our team doctor, and he is still the team doctor at Prep. As you can tell, when people start as come to Prep, they stay for many, many years. Doc, your son's going to stay there for quite a while until he moves to a higher level, believe me. Anyway, I started in 61. At 1996, Danny was ready to go. I turned the reins over to him, and he ran with it, and he's run with it ever since. He's had undefeated season, a 30-some game winning streak, number 1 in the Washington area. I believe it was 2003. So it's in good hands. We have one thing this year that we've never had before that I know of nobody that's had it. We had 3 levels, 3 coaches, 3 generations of coaches on the Prep staff. I coached, my son Mike Fegan coached, and Billy Filatko was a first-year coach with us. So 3 generations, and that's something to be real proud of. But it's been It's been a great ride, and I thank everybody for your excitement tonight. I wouldn't have changed anything that I did for the world. And all I say is thank you again. And as a famous sports writer said, my time is up. I thank you for yours. Thank you.